All right. We ready to kick this shindig off?
Sure.
Huh?
Happy holidays.
All right.
Happy
Guys.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
3, 2, 1.
I set it up to get started, and everybody just jumps in.
Yep. Happy holidays.
All right. Welcome back.
You.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
Server
to
restart in
It's a World of Warcraft weekly podcast.
podcast. Yeah. I think there's about 3 opinionated
Keep-
players.
Yep, keep going.
Hosted by 3 opinionated players. Yep. That's what you just said.
Right. Some about our thoughts and prayers for the game.
The current state of the game. There we go.
Basically, our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
'Cause rip, right?
Rip. Yep.
It's the end of WoW, so we're making a podcast about
Yeah.
the end of WoW.
Yeah. It's the end of the WoW as we know it.
Oh, my God.
I feel fine. Sorry, REM. Don't sue me.
Are we going to finish?
Oh,
the opening?
I already lost interest in that.
All right. This is Jim.
Oh, check us out at serverrestartin.com.
Oh, my God. All right, it's Jim, Kristen, and Brian. We're not going through this stuff. It's the end of the year, and everybody apparently is just out of their fucking minds.
For next year.
And we feel fine.
Well, when you're listening to this, it should be 2024, unless I really fuck up the release thing.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, no.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Look at that.
That was the wrong horn.
It's a sad New Year already. Aww.
Well, it is gonna be when you listen to this 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, another year down.
The drain.
Sure.
Which drain, though?
The toilet
important.
drain.
Oh.
Oh no, did I close the
Do we have a
article?
flush sound? Is there a flush sound on the soundboard? I'm so sad that there's not.
Uh,
It would have been perfect.
No.
Crickets. Okay.
All
right. Close enough.
So I figured we could maybe take a look back at things that happened in 2023 for World of Warcraft.
Oh, God.
Well, just kind of like things that,
I don't think I remember anything that happened
Well,
in 2023.
lucky for you, I happened to find an article that kind of lists all the stuff with the roadmap and everything so
Oh,
that we
well.
can talk about the highlights or the
Low
lowlights
lights. Yeah. All right.
uh,
Okay.
of the game.
Do it.
We can
Do
start.
it up.
We can start back in January of 2023.
Okay.
Wow.
January 24th,
So long.
patch 10.0.5 came out.
What happened with that?
Oh, that was our first introduction into these mini patches of content.
Well, so
But it wasn't the Tendies Trader yet. I remember that.
Oh,
you're
attendees.
wrong because that's when the trading post went live.
What?
Yes. Yep. It's only
Ah.
been out for a year, which is why
It's been a year already?
I think next month is where there's like the yearly outfit that you can get. It's the do you remember how we got the warden mount that changes with the night and day? Where there is a warden armor set. There's the tiger mount that's either white or yellow based
Yeah.
on
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I so don't remember.
No, I remember.
but there's a warden outfit that changes with the light and day, and it's basically like Maeve's or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently there was a big hullabaloo because people couldn't change it on their own. So
Well, of course. So they got to give you 2 outfits.
Well, it'll get the outfit that changes, and then you'll get one for each, so that it's
Yeah.
you just want the moon one or the sun one or whatever.
Because God forbid you don't like the sun one, but you like the moon one, and then
Well,
it changes to the sun one, and you're like, God damn it, I didn't want the sun one.
They
I
were
wanted the moon one.
they were doing it with the mount. Nobody bitched about the mount, so they thought it was a neat little
I mean,
thing.
because people are on your mounts. For one thing, we're not ever on that mount out in Dragonflight, right?
Why not? You can fly now.
you can now, but at that time you couldn't.
Well, it didn't come out till like halfway through the year.
Sure, but you
Regardless.
still couldn't fly on that mount in current content.
Regardless, they heard the people and they made a change accordingly, right? It's not even out yet. Okay.
I
so
feel like they need to hire better
Us.
people. I don't know about that, but they need to hire better people who have a better pulse on or they need to listen to their community managers, because I have a feeling that they do not. And then they end up having to backtrack. And it's like, well, if you would have just listened to people in the first place, you wouldn't have had to backtrack. You wouldn't have gotten all that negative press for doing that, and then therefore had to backtrack.
Is it considered backtracking if it hasn't even been released yet?
Well, I'm not talking about that thing specifically. I'm talking about anything that they've done where they've had to backtrack.
Well, now that we've got that out of the way.
Yeah, me bitching, because what else is new? What? It's true. Do you want me to pretend that I don't complain about everything WoW related? Because I cannot.
I know.
I cannot do that.
If you didn't complain about it, then you really wouldn't love it.
If you didn't complain about it, then it would be out by now. The little bonus episode.
Oh, the bonus episode where I was complaining
about Kristen's grumble.
Kristen's grumble.
It's kind of like a good relationship. You really got to tell them what they're doing wrong so they can fix it and make it better.
Yeah. Better.
So with that patch, we also got the Primalist Tomorrow subzone, which I think was over by the Bronze Dragonflight thing, where you went to the future and it was all snowy and like that little area over by the entrance to the Dawn of the Infinite, how you can go in and like the they say Primalist Tomorrow. I think it was the Primalist Future kind of thing. Like was what that zone was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got in March. Now we're all the way up to March, so a couple months of that. And then 1007 came out. That one had the Forbidden Reach, so we could go back to the Drakthir starting area zone. Did all that stuff. The vault, the heritage armor.
So this is definitely where I had fell off.
Yeah.
After the expansion started.
Yeah.
Because I did not do Forbidden Reach.
Yeah.
Which is nice that you could skip it when you came back. You know what I mean? That which is
nice that they allow you to skip content.
So there were rares, there was the vaults, and there was some story stuff there. Human and orc cosmetic or heritage armor came out then, and they introduced the Winterpelt Furbog faction. That's the faction.
Oh yeah, I still haven't done that.
Yeah, I haven't finished that either. Where you go around, you collect runes, and you turn them in, and you slowly get to learn
their language,
their dialect, or whatever. For the stuff that they're mainly in the Azure span.
Yeah.
I believe.
It's funny because I did the rep grind for the regular Furbogs in Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's it's funny that I haven't gone and done that. But I mean, really, my time in WoW, I am playing right now, but my time in WoW is certainly more.
I mean, mainly at this point, I think you were mainly logging in to either do some of the initial stuff and then just raiding, or dungeons. Oh, this is when they did a bunch of changes to Resto Druids, Unholy Decays, Rep Paladins. Oh, this is the Rep Paladin spec rework, and then Resto Shamans who were suffering. We're not going to look at the changes because they're irrelevant at this point in time. A couple months later, we're into May. So May 2nd, we got patch 10.1. That's when we got the Zerlak Cavern. And shortly after that, what's it called? Aberrus, I believe, opened up. The Shadowed Crucible. We got the
that's when I played my lock, because I'm like, I thought I played some of this raid and I'm like, oh wait, I played on that Warlock for a little bit, then stopped. Forgot about that. I'm like, I have no progress on my warrior at all. Like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And then season 2 came out a week after that, and then the new dungeon pool for Mythic Plus and all that stuff. That's when like the Vortex Pinnacle and all that stuff under rot. Yay.
Yeah.
Patch 10.1.5 was July 11th, so again another couple months. That's when Dawn of the Infinites, the Mega Dungeon, came out, which I believe we did an entirety of once before it was split for
We
Mythic
did.
Keys.
Yes.
We cleared it once,
Yep.
and we never went back.
Because it was shitty.
Uh,
I
The
don't
Mega
enjoy
Dungeon.
it.
Well, that's not true. I guess when the Mega Dungeon in not Tazavesh, the one in BFA,
Nomoregan?
no
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Nomoregan.
more.
Yeah, Mechagon.
Mecha-
Mechagon, that's it. Yeah. Did you guys run the big one a lot before they split it?
No.
I think we did it
Maybe
enough
twice.
to get the mount at the end. To
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
that's
achievement,
right.
And then we
Right.
were just doing it on keys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is
Yeah.
what we did with this. Well, there was no mount, but we just did it. We did it that one time, and then we've just been doing it on keys. And that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, the Mega Dungeon stuff it's neat. It's kind of raid-like content, but like, I don't know. It's hard to sink that much time into it in the beginning, and then by the time you can go in and it not be
Yeah.
like a pain in the ass, you're already like, there's no need to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
Um,
don't think the mega dungeons are worth, honestly. I think it's content that they don't need to do.
I don't know.
Honestly.
It's really interesting because if they just made them like, how I don't know, their system now kind of sucks because
It should have been like the 3 heroics they added at the end of Lich King, where they're progressive. You do one to unlock the next one.
actually, yeah, you're right. I
Where you
think
did, it was what?
because even the thought of a mega dungeon in general, I think would have been interesting by comparison to what like BRD. Is there anything else that's a mega dungeon technically from old days?
Oh, yeah, that was a big dungeon.
That's really the only one, and
Serpent
it-
Shrine, wasn't that one huge? You had like the different levels, right? The one in the swamp area, above the blasted lands, the sunken
well-
temple.
Oh,
I wouldn't
yeah.
call it a mega dungeon. It was just a pain in the ass
It
dungeon.
was just a, yeah.
It
It was
wasn't-
just a
I thought that one had like 5 or 6 bosses in it.
Maybe like 5 or
yeah,
6
but some of 'em you
bosses,
could
but it was
skip.
like, yeah, it was just really hard to get to. The trash packs were like
yeah. It was
spread out
annoying.
really stupid. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you had to run up the stairs all the way up to the
Yeah.
top. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
just the part
farming
that-
that for stuff back in the day, just like when you could go solar, and it was still just a pain in the ass because it's navigating.
this is a run simulator at that point for the most part.
Yeah,
But
but that was it. Like,
yeah, I don't think like BRD's really the only one that's like super long and involved
not BRD
because it has
just
the
BlackRock Hole. No,
No.
not
Black-
Depths,
BR,
right?
Blackrock Depths.
depths.
Yes.
Fire.
Yeah.
You had Ubers and
No,
right?
those
Were
are different. Blackrock Depths was different than Blackrock Upper and Lower Blackrock Spire. Blackrock Depths was what you did prior to going to the Onyxia raids, right? To do your attunement for
No, that was
Oh,
not Onyxia, Molten Core.
Lubers.
No,
okay, well, the BlackRock Spire stuff I thought used to be one dungeon initially. It was-
upper and lower.
I thought that was
There was
one,
upper and lower.
I thought that was one dungeon at the beginning, and then they ended up splitting it at some point.
Oh yeah, it
Mm.
might have been. It might have
But
been.
no, I
It
do know
might
which
have
one.
been,
The
but
one
I
I know which
wasn't-
one you guys are talking about now. That's the one with the big arena in it, and then you go
Yes.
through like all like the jail
Yeah.
cells.
Yeah.
You got to open the big door and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that was another one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like mini raids,
That one was an attunement one.
right? Because that was the one
I-
you go.
That
into
might have been
the
Molten
key.
Core.
Yeah, it was attunement for Molten Core because that's where you had to go
Molten
forge the
Core.
key.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Even then, though, like it wasn't like it was not spectacular, right? It was really hard to plan. It was really hard to keep people going.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid you lost somebody because then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like so, most of the dungeon was like I never did most of the dungeon till like it was past its prime. You know what I mean? In terms of being able to go through it, because getting to the final boss with the princess and stuff,
Yeah,
just never
the
did.
King's
So,
Chamber.
yeah.
Wait.
A BRD at the end where
BRD.
you're in the room. The room.
Oh yes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Said
'Cause you had-
princess,
yeah,
and I
'cause remember you had to
immediately
do the
thought
whole-
there,
The whole big
Therzane
hall, and you had to light the
Or,
torches
yeah.
and all that stuff. Like, oh my god, the amount of shit you had to
Yes.
do in that dungeon.
Yeah,
was
the
insane.
gauntlet type area where you had to go in and get the torches to drop,
see,
and then
Yeah,
But that is like, that's like classic like RPG type stuff, right? It's like dungeon crawler shit.
It really was. I mean, but that's also in the time where like the bosses had like one mechanic maybe, and it was really
I miss
just
those days.
Yeah, the mega dungeons are completely different than that. It's just like 2 normal dungeons put together.
Yeah.
At this point, they're like the
which at that point, like it's like the original. It's like the regular dungeons. They suck. They suck ass.
Yeah.
They always suck ass. You know, they're interesting once.
Yes.
And then they suck ass because there's nothing there. Like once you consume it, then it's just like, what's the fastest path I can get through it, and that's it.
I mean, okay. So Dawn of the Infinite had a little bit different thing to it, right? Because it had alternate weapon drops that were cosmetics. Like you could get the Tyr's hammer, you could get an alternate version of a Gorehowl. So that had stuff in it that you could get that was unique and stuff like that. So you could farm it for gear.
Well, the drops, but the experience itself is the same pattern as always.
Yeah, I like the story in Dawn of the Infinite. I like the fact that it's like you go through, you do one thing, but Murazond rises, so you want to. So Chromie's like, "Fuck it, we're doing it again." So you do it again, but slightly different. You know what I mean? So it's like, the concept's cool.
I think in this particular case, though, like when you consider how I would almost say that a mega dungeon could be the 10-man raid, but 10-man raids are gone.
Yeah.
It's scales. So then that, they took those layers that you could progress through and they kind of made it like blur. And then they made LFR, which blurs into that. And then Mythic Plus that lives on top of that path of if it's a chart or something in terms of like progression for gear or whatever, Mythic Plus kind of sits on top of that at the same time. So it's like, where do you put a mega dungeon? And why was it there in the first place other than just some unique shit that you could have for a little bit longer?
It was.
It
was.
But there. Like it's content that they don't need to make. But
it was
always. They
there.
can make it, but they can make it the same way that they wind up doing it anyways. Like Jim said, breaking it into like 3 dungeons or whatever.
Yes,
it was
giving you different entries or something like that into it, and
I think that it was intended to be small group raid experience. So. Like if you couldn't do a full raid group, you could do something with 5 people that was similar to a raid.
You could just do Mythic Plus and do that.
That's not the same as a raid. Raids take time. There's more bosses, more chance for loot. Mythic Plus gives you 1 or 2 pieces of loot at the end and then something from the vault. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. When you really think about it,
I'm just saying that's what I think it was
mega
intended
dungeons
to
blurring
be.
that line to a raid for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that was the whole point. It was intended to kind of be a small group raid, you know, and it had mechanics that were kind of like that were a pain in the fucking ass. Like when this first came out, it had mechanics. Dawn of the Infinite had mechanics that if you didn't do them right, it was a fucking wipe, just like in a raid.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's not appropriate in calling it a dungeon. Maybe make it a scalable 5 to 10 person raid. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do it like that.
That would be nice.
And make it non-linear to the story. It's like
my dude.
We've talked about this.
Let's turn the word dungeon into the same way a raid has been. The word has just been fucked up in the WoW universe in general, right? So initially, a raid used to be a raid where a whole bunch of people with pitchforks go take something down. It's not so much a raid, it's just a little party of people going to do some stuff, And then so is a dungeon. So why not call a dungeon, ready for this? 3 to 10 players, scalable.
I do like that. I like that.
Yeah.
You can keep your holy trinity, but enough of DPS and tanks do really good damage that could sustain
well
a 3-player dungeon.
Yeah.
Even if the tanks didn't do enough damage, right? Like, you could tune that
Oh,
down.
fuck, we got AI. AI's right around the corner. What am I talking about? Fill it with AI.
Fill it with AI.
Blah.
Yeah.
Well,
Blah.
Well, the problem with the AI as it stands right now is
wouldn't-
it's just in normal.
There
so
is no problem with the AI. They can keep it.
agree.
They can keep it normal for now, but they better pull them out of normal and put them in other things
Yes.
to fill groups.
Yes.
That's what they should do everywhere.
Yes.
And
They
I'm
could-
sorry
oh my
if
God.
that upsets anybody, but this should
No,
have been
I
in the
agree.
game.
Yeah.
This should have been in the game even in a really shitty form. Like I said before, all the way back in like Wintergrass
with
when they
the-
had
the
issues
problem-
trying to fill.
The problem is though, people are like, well, then you could just go into a dungeon by yourself and complete it with just all AI and your
Well, they shouldn't. I really don't think they should scale. I think they should have a certain point, or hold on to your pants because this is coming on hot or coming out hot. I don't know.
ooh.
Oh, two different ways, because I think you or Jim already said this before, and I'll say mine first, so you don't go ahead and say it.
Okay.
You can equip them,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so you have the potential to make gear, collect gear, whatever the fuck you want to do.
Kind of like bodyguards in Warlords.
Yes, but then we get back to like, well, it could just be your warband.
Where it's your own characters and their AI
Oh.
And you
control.
literally
I
never
think
have to play
that
with anybody
would
ever.
be- I think that would be
So-
amazing. Like, yes, let me go into a dungeon with all my
Hold on.
fucking alts.
Hold on.
Yes,
Bonus content.
please.
Are you ready? Bonus. Nope. Hold on. Bonus content. They have perfected AI so greatly that they log your play patterns for each class and spec and can apply them to the AI.
No, that would mean that if you played those characters, that would mean you have to play those characters at a decent level.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that
I'm just saying.
because
Can you imagine going in with all your characters playing like you normally play, and you're going,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" And when you finally see
yeah,
how you do,
no, yeah,
when you see how you play on a different character from a different role,
yeah,
you're gonna know how much people are cussing at you
Yeah.
behind the mic.
yeah. No, I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea because there are plenty of classes that I do
So-
not play at any competent level. But
It doesn't matter. They're already doing that technology half the time, anyways. And
So we're talking about AI stuff. This is a solution to cross-faction queuing.
yeah,
You just
Yeah.
open it up to time walking or heroics, whatever the thing is, and then you can just queue and fill it with AI. So now it's a cross-faction group without
and I think,
forcing it on other people.
well, that's true, but I honestly think they should give it a due diligence time frame. Right.
Yeah. I don't think they should just
I
go
don't think sitting in
dumping it
queue
everywhere.
for a minute or two, or even up to 5 minutes, is such a bad thing. What if it gets to the point where you just can't fill something? And even in a Mythic Plus dungeon like LFG, what is so wrong with
I
that?
think 5 minutes is okay. 10 minutes is too much.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying let a regular, like, put a group up for whatever or start a queue and fill it. I'm talking about, like, if they don't want to force people to play cross-faction groups, which is what they say that they don't want cross-faction groups queuing, then you make it so that when a cross-faction group can queue, but they queue and get AI. Not that you queue and then you wait a certain time, and if it takes forever, it fills it with AI. You could do that too.
You're saying that, like, I'm Horde and I hate Alliance and I'm not playing with them, so it fills it with AI Horde?
Well, no,
that what
I'm
you're
saying
saying?
like if I'm on my Horde DK and Kristen is on her Alliance Druid and we are in a group, we can still queue to do heroics or time walking dungeons because right now you can't.
Yeah, I don't think I
Period.
understand though.
I'm saying that you allow them to queue, but instead of getting other players, you get
Oh,
AI.
you allow us to queue with the AI.
Yeah,
and
we
right.
a
So we're not
cross-faction
impacting
group-
the queue.
Right.
Gotcha.
You don't impact the queue. You don't put the possibility of somebody getting in a cross-faction
Right.
group because heaven
Gotcha.
forbid.
Yeah, no. I
know.
like that idea too. I
That's-
don't mind playing with AI.
That's what I'm saying. But then you just brought up a different point too. You can shorten queue times by, saying after 5-10 minutes or whatever.
Populate with AI.
Give a pop up to the player and say, this is taking a while. Do you want to run with AI?
Right.
The difference in that challenge, instead of it just being face roll, is that you get a normalized item level
Yeah.
AI. Like, it's gonna follow you generally, and it's gonna do its job and adjust, but you'll have to compensate for the DPS or, you know what I mean, the healing or whatever the case may
You
be.
do have the ability to tell it to follow or to lead.
To lead, which was
if
nice.
it's the tank,
'Cause
right?
I did that because I
can tell
usually
it.
go with heals.
So that's going to take a little bit of time to program those, like, to get those AI changed. But I mean, fuck it, it's AI. Just queue it up in a bunch of dungeons and just spin up the server and just let it keep going at it and to let it machine learn and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, if it is a machine learning model.
And then they vote kick you because you suck.
The AI vote kicks you.
That
oh my
would be
God.
me. That'd be me.
Oh, that'd be terrible. That would be me if it was if I was forced to be trying to teach myself like my bad characters, like the characters I'm terrible at, like my rogue. Yeah, that I would be getting kicked. The AI would definitely be.
I do kind of
me.
like the ability for it to play your warband characters to a certain degree of competency in the way that you play.
I like that very much.
Even if it's not in
the
way you play, but they have like the stats that you have earned already. That's kind of cool, right?
Well,
I mean,
even if you could get them gear.
Yeah.
Even if they eat, well, okay. So here's the thing, right? You go in with a warband AI group, and they're going to be making warband gear that you can put in the bank for these characters. So you can, I mean, you're going to be getting that anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to get like personal drops, I think they are, where it's like warband stuff. So you'll get a drop that's like, if you're a plate, you'll get a drop that's like leather armor or dagger or something like that. That's warband thing that you can give to your other characters to kind of help level them up. It's not at the same level you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like if you're doing normal raid, it'll probably be like LFR raid quality. But if you're doing that, it still allows you to kind of gear up your other characters without having to run those characters as much. And then that way they don't have as much of a gap to cross to get up to that point if you do decide that you want to play them. So I wonder how that's going to affect like world first stuff. Like if they're just going to be running like dungeons and shit like fucking crazy to get warband gear, to get other people. I mean, they probably don't have that fucking problem. So I don't think that's really a big deal, but
It's interesting though, isn't it?
yeah, it is. But
Still, I'm sorry, there's a whole bunch of ideas in there.
Yeah.
And let's just chunk them out real quick. The AI stuff should keep going. It should help supplement our user experience in World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
And there's some extension bonus content in there if they want to take it. If not, it's fine. Just pay me for the base idea. The other one
the idea they're
was
implementing?
the other. Well, they're not going to do it
That
because
we didn't even know they were implementing until how did we find out?
And we were guessing about it, weren't we? Like,
Yeah.
we were just talking about it at some
We've
point.
talked about duties in Final Fantasy 14
Oh,
in
yeah,
so
yeah.
many different episodes over
Yeah.
the years.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it's just like, when does that come? And then and here it is. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
Spitballing.
And then the other one is scalable dungeons, 3 to
Yeah.
10 players.
I would argue that I think that raids should be scalable less than 10 players. Because so many times we have like 7 players and we want to raid and we have to supplement it with people that we don't know. And our gameplay is maybe not the same type of gameplay as other people who raid. And it's a pain in the butt to have to do that. So I, would like it to be, it would be nice to just be able to supplement it.
The raids should be AI supplemented.
That would be nice too, but I don't know because of the world's first races and stuff like that. They might,
my God.
Oh, no. Yeah, they can live in their own fucking world.
just normal.
Just normal.
Maybe just normal.
I'm not gonna.
I'd be okay with normal.
Put your competition over here.
Yeah, I agree.
Not yours.
I know.
They can put their competition there.
Yeah.
The rest of us care about user experience.
Yes.
Because
and
this is our time and money that we are paying for this fucking game.
The problem,
and we should have a good experience playing it.
The problem is that WoW is at that level where they're trying to make it profitable. Like certainly they have been doing it with like the esports stuff, and they do it with the
make a different fucking
Mythic
game
Plus
for esports
and stuff like that.
That's fine. The world first is not an esport. It doesn't fucking generate any goddamn fucking money other than them buying fucking gold.
But it gets views on places like Twitch.
I don't think that drives anything for Blizzard at all.
It is the amount of people who play WoW Classic, I think.
Sure. You maybe get people doing that, and those are probably people that played before and are coming back or see other. Yeah, sure, but like I don't think the world first race draws anybody in to this fucking game.
I don't necessarily think that the world first race specifically.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Any type of competitive play.
I think the MDI, yes, because that's accessible to people. You can get in and do Mythic Pluses, maybe not at that high a level, but you can still see how far you can go. And stuff like that, and that's fun to watch and watch what these people do, and then go in and try to fucking trash emulate it and wipe other people's keys, because that's what people fucking do. They go, "Oh, they get this in the MDI." Oh,
I've seen them do this.
Just like, yeah, they're also fucking max geared.
Well, and good players.
Well, that's what I mean.
But
I know.
Let's not, let's not sugarcoat it. They are, I was good players.
Yes, but they're also max geared because they're pushing those kind of keys.
Sure.
So that's fine. Fucking even do PvP, because that's, you can get that kind of stuff, and that's already in the game and stuff like that. Like, there are people that are really good at PvP, but world first, it's like it's here and it's gone in like less than a fucking week anymore. And and it's just like, I don't think that draws anybody into it, because people go, okay, that's great. These people, like, you look at those fucking setups, you go, I'll never be able to be involved in that at all. There's no way that somebody can look at that and go, wow, I really want to be a world first raider and get in there and like aspire to do that and get in and fucking do it.
Well,
it's not as the world first race is not accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Not like doing Mythic Keys or PvP.
Yeah.
Because that,
I guess it depends. It depends on if you're a 20-year-old or if you're a 40-year-old. You know what I mean? I
don't like that implication.
That's not inclusive. I mean, that's for damn sure. But then again, like, is it even interesting in the least little bit? And I mean, nothing should ever be 100% inclusive. It's just not possible to do. It would lose interest anyways, in my opinion. But there should be probably more of a diversity instead. So instead of focusing on these teams of people that get paid to play WoW and generate media, they could distribute those competitions out to, say, servers, or in your area, sign up with your guild and run it for normal, or run it in Raid Finder with your guild, right? Constrain it or something like that, and create friendly competition at lower levels of the game instead of the most elitist bullshit level,
right?
And just make it generally more accessible in a fun way. Nothing wrong with that. Race the world first, these nuts.
Oh my god. Anyway, fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say now.
You got distracted by these nuts.
Yeah,
sorry. These nuts are kind of cold tonight, so it's okay.
But
I mean, it is winter.
It's a little bit chilly. Go ahead, Jim. Take it away.
I don't even know where I was going.
Welcome back to Surfer Restart.
Yeah, you just
it's a weekly World of Warcraft podcast about these
3 opinionated players.
No, about these nuts. You force an unexpected reboot.
GMEXE has shut down unexpectedly. Expectedly, actually.
It has stopped responding.
Pretty predictable.
Yeah. So along with the Mega Dungeon, back to what came out with 10.1.5, we got the Augment Evokers. Why are you laughing? Because I'm going back to what we started talking about 20 minutes ago.
On such a
we
fucking
did
tangent.
go off on such a tangent.
I know, but that's what
those are the best ones.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, use AI to the best of your ability and just put it in all kinds of fucking places and just make it so that if you want to fucking be a fucking, a basement dweller and antisocial or whatever, you can, but you can still play the game.
And it doesn't even have to be that bad. And they know it. The whole world knows it. The whole world in general with AI right now should know, if they don't already know, that it's just a tool. And that's it. It's not a being. It's not sentient. It's not nothing. It's just a tool. And that's what it should be in World of Warcraft, all the same. And that would just make the user experience better. That's what computers were built to do, was make our lives better.
Let's be clear that this type of AI that they're doing is just pre-programmed stuff. This is not the same thing like ChatGPT, where it can go out and learn things and learn over time. I don't think that that's the level of AI on this.
Those are machine learned models, though. These are like AI as an AI they used to produce forever and a month ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This isn't the same kind of AI that everybody's like, oh my God, Skynet kind of shit.
But AI in terms of what the customer can perceive right now, because they see everything as like something magical out of control, and that's just not the case.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Let's see. What else happened? The Whelp Daycare and the Dragon Racing in Kalimdor came out back in 10.1.5, back in July.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah. Half a year ago, just about. And Warlocks were available to everybody with class-specific quest line to make your pets fully customizable for Warlocks.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Warlocks were
made available to all races. Not if I said classes, I misspoke. I meant races.
So, I can make I could make my my Blood Elf Warlock a Draenei Warlock.
Did you not already do this?
No, I did not. I made my priest a Draenei priest. But I did not make my Warlock.
I'm pretty sure you already made your Warlock.
I've been playing it to do the Grinch farming. She's still horde.
Oh, yes. that was back in July that they made it. All races can be Warlocks. There's a whole big quest line at the Darkmoon Fair where you're getting all the other races to come in and trying to find. Yeah, it's a cool quest.
Oh, I'm gonna do it because I can have a red, because I can have an Eridar Warlock.
Yeah, you can have an Eridar Warlock.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta do that.
Which I think that came.
I won't do that until they fix.
Wow.
Until they fix guild. Time walking shit until you can queue with the opposite faction.
Because you totally play your Warlock enough for that to be.
I don't, but I might, and I don't want to be in the same boat that I am with half my other fucking characters that transferred over. Thank you, Blizzard, for half-assing something that should have been in at the beginning, or not, or you didn't do it until it was, in.
Thanks, Jim.
10.1.7 was announced on July 13th, came out September 5th. That was more Dragonflight campaign, and then Dream Surges, which was a kind of a catch-up mechanic.
Oh, I don't think I did anything with Dream Surges.
I think you did a few things. I remember when you logged in, you go, what the fuck are these things flying around me for? I'm like, that's a buff from the Dream Surge. Like, what is this fucking dude flying?
Like, why is this pet flying? Why are my pets flying around me?
Druid shit going on? Burn it down. Burn that tree.
Yeah.
That's when they made the updates to Brewfest and Hollows. I don't remember what the updates to Brewfest were. They said they updated them, but maybe it was just gear. But they redid fucking Hollow's End, the Headless Horseman fight. They completely fucking
they did.
And they made it like with the ability where you can do like a hard mode version of it, and it's based on each individual.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
So there was a lot more movement in that fight this time around.
Was.
Oh, it was completely fucking different. I enjoyed the hell. I did it on so many fucking characters because that's when Arthas came out.
Yeah.
That was the
I didn't get that.
Ghost Dog.
I'm just waiting for them to put it on the store.
The Lick King.
I'm just waiting for them to put it on the store so I can buy it.
Has anything from a holiday been on the store?
No.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it won't be.
And so, and then that'll bring us to the last patch of this year, which is 10.2. This is with Guardian of the Dream came out, Emerald Dream, Amir Drasil, the healing changes that they did. new tier sets, the new WoW season, a new dragon riding mount, which is like the fairy dragon or the fey dragon or whatever you want to call it, fey drake, a new renown thing, and then like those public events and stuff that they did, which are kind of okay. There's really not a lot. They didn't keep me as entertained, I think, as long as they could have, because like the second one where you plant the seeds and grow the seeds didn't really like capture any attention. And what was the third one? You had the super bloom event with the tree. You had the seed plants. Oh, and then the one where you just go find a thing and kill a bunch of stuff and get the currency or the thing, the whatever the stuff is, where like it's an enraged area kind of thing, and like the mobs, you have to go fill a meter up killing mobs, like because they're empowered or whatever. Like, and that wasn't that. I don't know. I think it kind of fell flat as far as like their attempt at the public events. I think the first one, the Super Bloom one, that's a pretty good one. And I think the other ones are kind of like, eh. So hopefully
I'm trying to think of the other ones you're talking about.
So there's the one where you plant the seed and you collect the dream essence or whatever to grow the seed.
I like that one. You don't like those?
No, because it's just like, oh wow, you go do it until it stops giving you the max amount of rep, and then you just stop doing it. And I haven't done one since.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, they should have. The seeds all should have been completely rare. So you could have just farmed stuff and then got it and be like, oh shit, I got one over here, boom, and then do it, and then it just never stops, because then it kind of gives you that whole like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a different mentality, right? I guess, I don't know. That's probably worse, maybe, when I think about it, because I feel like Kristen would complain about that.
Oh God, yeah.
She's the anti RNG.
Yeah.
I would just see it as like, instead of knowing that I get diminishing returns, and then a lot of people do too, and then nobody's doing those anymore. It was really cool to be like, hey, there's a purple one here, and everybody goes there to help out or whatever. That was really cool.
You still do that because you still get rep. I know,
but once you're done, you're done.
You know,
I think that that event needed to be a little bit more involved. Like,
it was a good one though, but don't get it wrong, it was definitely a good event that they could move forward with a little bit.
They could make some iterations on it. I think just sitting around, either walking over bugs, pulling up plants, or killing plants that you pulled up, kind of thing, like just to get a little bit like that Dream Surge stuff or whatever the hell it's called, which you can
have a little mini boss pop out that everybody can attack and get a big
make it a little bit more involved. Like have like little waves of stuff come and try to like kill the seed or something like that.
Yeah,
you know, like just something like that. Not every time. And it could be dependent on the rarity of the seed. If it's a green seed, it's not a bad boss. If it's a purple seed, you better hope that there's a bunch of people there to help you, because it's going to be kind of...
No, I don't like that.
I don't mean like super hard.
I don't like that, because then it's annoying, right? If you're just out there and everybody has stopped doing the seeds and stuff, and you're out there by yourself, then it's annoying.
You got to make it so that, well, again... By the time people have stopped it, you would think that maybe, you know, it wouldn't be as difficult. But in the beginning, when everybody's doing it, it presents a little bit of a challenge. And maybe they drop something a little bit better that's worth actually going out and doing it. So
they could scale it so it's hard when there's people there.
You can do that too. That's a perfectly acceptable thing to do too, is have some scaling involved with it. But I think having something like that would kind of... encourage people to come over and do something, like have it like drop something,
sure,
and maybe not make those guys appear unless there's a certain amount of people there, or you hit a certain threshold of whatever, something like that. You know, make it random based on number of people and that kind of stuff, and and make it drop stuff that's like good. Make it drop stuff that's not like just trash. Like, I don't know, like I don't need any more fucking resources. I don't need Dragonflight resources.
That's a good point, though. Kristen's not going to like this, but the seeds shouldn't have had any indication of what they could do, right? And then you just take it and then put it on there. And then you're like, oh my God, it's a purple. Call everybody, because it's going to pop, boss level something that you can't doing your own or something like that.
Or not make all of them like that. Add a fourth seed.
No, not all of them. That's what I'm saying. Like
No.
same rarities, but you can't see the rarity. Then so like they drop, and you feel like you have a chance all the time to get this badass thing.
You can make it. You could have the normal ones that you do, like right now, green, blue, purple, and then have a mystery seed that could be either any one of those or something like that, but you don't know, and you don't. It's not always random. You're choosing to do it. You can say, I'm dropping in, make it a fucking legendary seed. Don't make them hard to get, make them like kind of rarish to get, but like, you're like, hey, I'm putting a legendary one. It could spawn something that's like a, whatever, but like, and make the rewards really good. So like if somebody and make it a fucking zone wide announcement, this seed planted here or whatever, marked on the map, kind of like when on the war mode, you would see like an Alliance Slayer or Horde Slayer pop up on the map. They're marked.
Oh, the bounties.
Yeah, like the bounty stuff would pop up and just put it down. So now you got to go do it. It lasts. It takes longer to grow. It requires some more resources, but the stuff that comes out of it could be like higher level crafting stuff. Maybe like better loot that's a little bit higher than the stuff. Maybe make there's the potential for it to summon a mob that could drop a mount, or random mobs that could drop different things. Something that would engage the people there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that might be an interesting thing to do too. And again, it's just a thought. If we see it happen here in the next couple of weeks, we'll know.
I don't think that is, how it works.
They're chomping at the bits for our episodes just so they can push new content.
Oh, they're really gonna love the one that come out on New Year's Eve then.
Why, what's that one?
Kristen's
the Kristen special.
Oh.
It's only 4.5 minutes long. It's a little
bitching.
Yeah.
That's all. You can skip it if you
Kristen
don't want to hear
Rumble.
me bitching.
It's just a bonus. Just a nice little New Year's treat, something to party
just
to.
a bonus of me complaining.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
But I mean, it's been an interesting year. We've had a lot of interesting changes, some good, some bad, some that are okay, some that not everybody is on board with, not everybody's happy with. But I don't know. All in all,
Wait, is that me?
No.
I mean, I feel like that sums up my WoW retail experience lately. I mean, not lately, but I mean, I certainly don't log in near as much as I used to. I don't level as many alts as I used to level all my alts. Now I have maybe one other that's 70.
You haven't gone hard in alts.
I have not since Legion. Nope.
So,
Legion killed me of alts.
You got your fill.
I did.
But Warbands is going to, I think, make that a little bit easier when they start adding in like the shared bank space and all that stuff. And the ability to get loot that's Warband loot. That's going to make it easier to do it if you choose to do it, Yeah.
I don't want
it's less
Warband loot cluttering up my fucking bags, though. Let me tell you. That's going to be annoying.
No, there is you go put it in your Warband bank. Yeah. It's a separate bank. Yeah. But not only that, the renowns are going to be shared among your Warband too, so you don't have to refarm the renown.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I think that they're going to start making that so that going backwards, that will go into effect. So the first one they're going to try and do after that goes active is Dragonflight, obviously. So, because there's going to be people playing that are like potentially starting WoW, and that's like their leveling experience, because that's how it is for new players. So, all right. Well, that's, I think, kind of all the stuff I had. I don't know if you guys had anything you wanted to bring up.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, thank you everybody for listening.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Not yet.
No. I was channeling Frosty.
Yeah.
With his
When you put the hat on his head and he comes to life.
Happy birthday.
Anyway.
Happy birthday, Jim.
God damn it. When you guys fucking do that in general chat when we're rating, it's just fucking...
one night we had it, man. They kept saying it over and over. It was great.
It's pretty fucking funny. It's a lot better than the 9 o'clock ooh check.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. You can check us out at serverrestartin.com. Facebook is facebook.com/serverrestartin. Choose a message or a post at X. It's at server_restart. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.